Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Cheesy Adventure by Phoenix Aki, and here are the rules. This puzzle was made partially as a joke for Chatty Cathy's community. Check her out on YouTube or Twitch, but can absolutely be solved as a standalone puzzle. If unfamiliar, Cheez-Its are a popular American cheese cracker snack, and that is very true. And these are Cheez-Its. So this is why it's called Cheesy Adventures. Anyways, here are the actual rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and bold outlined 3x3 box. We have also cloned regions, where the orange square Cheez-Its represent 3 cloned regions of the grid, which contain the same digits in the same relative positions. These regions also act as additional 3x3 boxes in the puzzle. That is, they contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. So for example, if we knew this was a 3, in all of these cloned regions, you would also have to have a 3. And this is the reason why I chose this puzzle, because I saw that it was a cloned regions, which is not, well, it's not popular, I would say. You see it a decent amount of times. I think, thinking about it, I'm not sure if the restriction of having 1 through 9 in cloned regions is always there. But I can't remember a puzzle where I had a clone region which didn't have that restriction. So maybe it's always been that case. I mean, that's a thought, actually. So you could potentially have clone regions which don't include the digits 1 through 9 once each. But in this specific case, it actually does. That might be an interesting place to, how do you say it? Might be an interesting area for exploration, where you have clones without having the digits 1 through 9 being in them each. Anyways, that's how cloned regions work. You also have Kropke dots, where digits are separated by a black dot must have one digit be double the other. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. So, for example, if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4, because one of these digits must be double the other one, or basically they must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. If this digit were, say, a 7, this would have to be a 6 or an 8, because these digits must be consecutive. And that's how Kropke dots work. Oh, I totally missed Killer Cages. That's just it. I was wondering, I was like, where is the Killer Cages rule set? Okay. Apologies, I just completely skipped over the Killer Cages. We also have Killer Cages, where digits surrounded in a dotted line cage must sum to the total given in the top left of the cage. Interesting. They did not say that Okay, so normally, and I'm assuming in this case it's going to be the same. Actually, we could do it without that assumption, but normally, actually, we don't have to have that assumption. Okay. Normally, we could say without repeats. Actually, maybe not. Who knows? Okay. Normally, let's just continue with this. Normally, you don't, in Killer Cages, you cannot have repeats. But we're going to try to play this puzzle as if you could have repeats, because there have been Killer Cage Sudokus with repeats in Killer Cages. Most of the time, though, you usually have the restraint that you don't have a repeats within a Killer Cage. But in this case, we're going to try it without that assumption, because it should be simple enough either way. So these 2 digits must add up to 15. These 4 digits must add up to 11. these 4 digits must add up to 29. So for example, if this were, say, a 7, this would have to be an 8, because these 2 digits must add up to 15. And that's how killer cages work. We already did crocky dots, and now we have arrows, where a digit in an arrow in a circle is the sum of the digits on that circle's attached arrow. Okay, that's a fine way of putting it. So if this were, say, 2 and 6, this would have to be 8, because the digit in the circle must be the sum of the cells that are along the arrow that's attached to the circle. And that's how arrows work. And then finally, we have even, where a cell with a gray square inside it must be even, and that therefore this digit is even. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, here you have 4 unique digits that must add up to 11. The only combination of digits that can be the case there is 1, 2, 3, and 5, right? If you try any other combination of 4 unique digits, you'll never be able to add up to 11, because to add up to 10 you get 1, 2, 3, 4. To get up to 11, you make the 4 5, and that makes 11. But if you try to increase one of the other to decrease the other, you'll have a duplicate there somewhere, right? If you try to increase the 3 to go to a 4, you have to try decreasing the 2 to a 1, you have 2 1s. Try decreasing the 5 to a 4, you have 2 4s, etc., etc. If you try to increase the 2 to a 3, and you decrease the 3 to 2, you still get 1, 2, 3, 5. But if you decrease anything else, you would have 2 3s, right? So that's why you know for 4 unique digits adding up to 11, and these are 4 unique digits, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 5. Now, because this is a clone, we know this digit has to be 1, 2, 3, or 5. Now, normally, I would say that if we had assumed normal killer Sudokus, this would then be 5. But we're going to try to work through the possibilities of whether this actually was 1, 2, 3, or 5, right? If we have a 1 here, the problem is, even if this is 9 and 8, 9, okay, this can't ever be 9. This is at most an 8. So these 2 digits add up to 1 and 8 if it's 1 at most. So this is 9 at most. Therefore, these 2 digits would have to add up to 20, which is not allowed because there's no 2 digits, unique digits, that can ever add up to greater than 17. So if you can't have 18 or more be a sum. So for that, we also eliminate 2 8 and 3 8. So normally, if we didn't have this square here, we could actually have a 3 here, right? You could have something along the lines of 3, 9 with 9 and 8. And technically, this would work. But since this digit is an even digit and it can never be 9, this doesn't work, right? So this adds up to 17, this adds up to 12, which adds up to 29. Therefore, because of that, this cannot be 1, 2, or 3. This has to be 5 then, which forces this to be 5. These can't be 5 because these are cloned regions, remember? So this digit is the same as that digit, which is the same as that digit. So this is a 5. This has to be, okay, if this is 5 and 6, that adds up to 11. And these 2 digits would then add up to 18, which is not allowed because they're in the same row. So there's 2 unique digits. And that can't work. So this must be an 8 here. Therefore, these 2 digits add up to 13, which means these 2 digits add up to 16, and they're both unique from each other. The only possible combination then is 7 and 9, because those are the only 2 unique digits that add up to 16. And therefore, we know this is 7, 8, 9. So we got there in the case where this is not duplicate. You don't have duplicate digits in this cage, but we used essentially all the clues that we had instead of assuming that we had unique digits in the killer cage. This cannot be 7 or 9 because of the 7-9 pair in the column. So this is at most 8. It could be down to 3. Cannot be 5 because of the 5 in the row. Okay, what else do we have? These digits cannot be 7 through 9 because they're in the same box as a 7-9 pair. Therefore, they could be 1, 2, 3. No 5, because again, in this Cheez-It, you have to have essentially, you could have 4 here. You can't have 5 because you can't, you have no repeats within the Cheez-Its. Could be 6, cannot be 7. It could be 8 here. But this can't be, okay, so if either of these are 8 or 6, there's no other digit here that can be consecutive with it. So this specifically cannot be 6 or 8 here. We know these digits are 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3. In this box, what are the remaining digits? It's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Well, this could be then 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it can't be 8 because of this 8, so this one can't be 8 either. Then this is 4, 6, 7, or 9 here. But in this box, where is going to be the 7 and 9? The 7 and 9 cannot appear in this box, in this column here, because of the 7-9 pair. It must be in the Cheez-It, and it must be in the the center or the right side of the Cheez-It. So 7 and 9 both have to be here, which means this cannot be 7 or 9 because of the no repeats in any in the Cheez-It area. Okay, so 5 can no longer be in the rest of this Cheez-It. Where is the 5 in this box? It must be one of these two cells. So this is a 5. Therefore 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here. Where is the 5 in this box? Can't be here or here. It must be here. So this is a 5. Well, 5, we have the 5 in column 5. We have the 5 in column 6. Where's the 5 in column 4? Can't be any of these because one of these two, because there's a 5 in this Cheez-It already. Can't be here because there's a 5 in that Cheez-It. Can't be next to the black Crocky dot because if you 5 is double of 2.5, which is not a digit, and if you double 5, you get 10, which is also not a digit. So 5 cannot be next to a black Crocky dot. So 5 must be here. 5 can't be on this Cheez-It, so 5 has to be one of these 3 cells for this box. Where is the 5 then in column or row 5? Can't be any of these because of the 5 in the box. Can't be here because of the 5 on the Cheez-It. Can't be either of these because of the 5s there. So this must be a 5 here. Where is the 5 in this box then? Can't be here or here because of the 5 in the rows and the columns. Can't be in the 15 cage because 5 would have to add up with 10, which is not a digit, to add up to 15. So it must be one of these two cells. This can't be 5 either because of this 5. These two 5s eliminate this from being a 5. So this must be a 5 here. Well, where is this 4 or 6 in the rest of this box? It can't be on the Cheez-It. Can't be here. It can't be the 5. It must be here. So this must be a 4 or a 6 here. If this is 4, this must be 1 and 3 adding up together to it. If this is 6, you cannot have a 5, so it would have to be 2 and 4 adding up to it. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, that's kind of broad though. What digit, where is this 1, 2, or 3 then in this box? Can't be on the Cheez-It, can't be the 5, can't be the 4, 6. It must be 1, 2, or 3 here. Also, where is this 4, 6 in row 2? This 4, 6 is the same as this one because it can't be on the Cheez-It, it can't be the 5, and it can't be that digit, right? So these two are the same. We're going to mark them as blue. Well, where can it be in row 2 then? Can't be these because this one is that digit. Can't be these because it can't be here. It cannot add up with another digit to itself, so it can't be here. It must be in this 15 cage. Therefore, this 15 cage, therefore, must be 6 and 9. Right? Because this has to be a 6. It cannot be 4 with something because 4 and 11 add up to 15, but 11 is not a digit. So this is 6. This is 6, this is 6. This cannot be, then this has to be a 2-4 pair because 5 is not allowed in these two digits. Right? So this must be 2 and 4 added together. This is a 6 because of the clone region. This is a 6 because of the clone region. This cannot be 6 here. Whoops, cannot be 6. And this can't be 9 because of the 6-9 pair in the row. This can't be 2 because of the 2-4 pair in the column, which means the other ones cannot be 2 either. This can't be 2 then, because this is the same digit. We're going to mark this as orange. Because one of these two digits is a 2 in rows 2 and 3, we also know a 2 has to be in one of these two cells in rows 2 and 3. Therefore, the rest of row 2 and 3 cannot contain a 2. So this cannot be 2 here. 2 has to be one of these two digits here, which means we need a 2 here. We need a 2 here. This cannot be 2 here or 2 here because 2 cannot be, again, in the rest of rows 2 and 3. So 2 has to be one of these two. If this were 1, it would require 2 to be here, but that's not allowed. So this can't be 1. This is 2, 3, or 4 here. This is 1, 3, or 4. So interestingly enough, okay, one of these digits is 1 or 3, right? It's either 1, 2, 2, 3, or 3, 4 here, right? Either way, one of them is a 1 or 3. This is a 1 or 3. That means there cannot be a 1 or 3 in the remaining Cheez-It. So this cannot be 1 or 3. This is 4, 6, or 8. This is 4, 6, or 8. This is 4, 6, or 8, but it can't be 6 anymore. And it can't be 8, right? Because this 8 is in the same box as this lower right corner here. So this must be then a 4, which makes this a 4, which makes that a 4. These can't be 4 anymore. It has to be 2 with 1 or 3. So this must be a 2 then. This cannot be 2. This is a 2. This is a 2. Because it must be consecutive with 1 or 3 here. We have a 1, 3, 1, 3 pair. We now know what the remaining digits in the Cheez-It are. They have to be 7, 8, and 9, right? And this can't be 8 because of this 8, so we have a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair. This is 7 or 9. This can't be 8 because of the 8 in the same box. Where is the 8 in the Cheez-It then? It has to be here. So this is 8, this is 8, and this is 8. And these are 7, 9 pairs. But this 9 is eliminated by the 6, 9 pair in the row. So this can't be 6 or 9. This is a 7, which makes that a 9. Therefore, this is a 7. That's a 9 because of the cloning. This is a 7, and that's a 9. We also have these two digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and one of them must be 6 because that's one of the digits remaining. Therefore, this must be 3 and 6. This can't be the 6, so this must be 6 here, which makes that a 3. Therefore, this is a 1. This is a 3, which makes this a 3 and a 1 because of the cloning. This is 3 and 1. This must be a 3 because it's the same digit here. This can't be 3 or 1, so this is 2, which makes that a 1. This 2 means this can't be 2, so this is 4, which makes that a 2. This can't be 4 or 7 here, so that makes that an 8, which eliminates 8 here. This can't be 8, 4, or 9. Therefore, this must be a 7. That leaves this as a 4, 9, 4, 9 pair here. The remaining digits in row 1 are 1, 5, and 7. So we have 1, 5, and 7, but this can't be 5. The remaining digits in row 3 are 3 and 8. But this can't be 8 here, so this must be a 3, and this must be an 8. The remaining digits in this box are 4, 5, and 9. But this can't be 4 or 5. Therefore, this is 9, which makes this a 4, 5 pair. But this can't be 4 because of that 4. So this is 5, this is 4. This 9 eliminates that 9, so that's a 6, which makes that a 9. This can't be 1 or 5. That makes this a 7, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 5. The remaining digit in column 7 is a 7. The remaining digit in column 8 are 1 and 2. This can't be 1 because of that 1, so this is a 2. That's a 1. And the remaining digits in column 9 are 3 and 6. This can't be 3 because of that 3, so this is 6. This is 3. This we celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving this. This 7 means this can't be a 7, so this is 9. This is 7. The remaining digits in row 7 are 1 and 3, but this can't be a 1 because of these ones. So this is 3, this is 1. The remaining digit in row 8 is a 4, which makes that can't be 4, so that's a 9, which makes that a 4. The remaining digits in row 9 are 2, 6, and 8, but 2 cannot be here, therefore, oops, that's not a 2. This is a 2. This can't be 6 because of this 6, so this is 8, which makes that a 6. Remaining digits in column 6 are 1, 2, and 4. Okay, that's still pretty broad. This can't be 4, this can't be 2, that can't be 1. Remaining digits in column 5 are 7, 8, and 9. Okay, this can't be 9, this can't be 8, and that can't be 7. Remaining digits in column 1 are 3 and 6. This can't be 6 because of this 6. So this is 3, this is 6. Remaining digits in column 2 are 7, 8, and 9 also. So this can't be 9, this can't be 8, and this can't be 7. But if this were a 7, that would force this to be, well, there would be no possibility for these two digits on the arrow to add up to 7. Because this is at least 7 here, and this is at least 1, so that adds up to at least 8. So this can't be 7, this must be 9, which makes this an 8, which makes that a 7. That makes this an 8. These two digits must add up to 9, so this must be a 2, which makes that a 1. Therefore, that's a 4, this is a 2, this 8 makes that a 9, which makes that a 7. And the only digits we have remaining are 1 and 4, which must means this is a 1, and that's a 4. And we got cheese, Gromit. We forgot the cheese, because we have Cheez-Its. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I chose this specifically because of the cloned regions, because you don't see those very often in very easy puzzles. So I wanted to introduce you guys to that rule set there. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.